Have you ever wondered how to make your Revit framing models not just functional but also visually stunning? A little while ago, I shared a video about different types of color coding you can use in Revit, and you guys asked me to show the actual process. So, in today's video, I'll show you how to set up color codes for framing that will take your drawings to the next level: clear, professional, and eye-catching. But before we dive in, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button if you're excited to learn something new, and make sure to subscribe for more tips like this. And also, leave a comment. And if you don't know what to say, remind me to save the backup of my Revit model. Your support keeps this channel growing and helps me bring you even better content. By the way, I'm Vlada, I'm a framing detailer at New Vision Agency, and I've been working on more than 40 projects with wood and steel framing. Now, let's bring your framing models to life. The first option for setting up color coding for framing in Revit is by using MWF, or metal wood framing. One of the great features of MWF is the ability to apply color coding to your framing elements by stud thickness or type without making any changes to Revit families. To do this, you need to click on the Setting tab in the MWF tab and go to Project Material Scheme. After this, the two types of schemes will be suggested for you. The first is the Type Name Material Scheme that allows you to select particular type of studs and set up color for each of them. Here you also need to click the button Apply during regenerating. Then just regenerate the panels and the color of the stud will change. Another type is Thickness Range Material Scheme. This type already has the standard colors for all gauges of steel, though you're free to modify them as you like. I typically use the standard coloring code that is provided here. This type of scheme is working according to the thickness parameter in the stud family, and it will automatically see all the stud types with the needed gauge. Important catch: to make the tool work, the stud material parameter should be created by instance, not by type. Also, if it's not working, check the project units. If the length rounding is set to 1/16 or greater, the plugin won't notice the tiny gauge change. We are using this coloring code type for the prefabrication tickets to let the foreman see the needed gauge without diving into the cut list. Another option for setting up color coding for framing is by using families or materials. We are doing this for coordination projects, where the MPF systems need to see the critical spots that they cannot get through, but the gauge of steel is not very important. So that we are creating our own family for framing elements and can easily assign a color to it within the family editor. To do this, you just need to create the material in the family editor and change it to type material. This will then be applied to all instances of that family within your model. Also, make sure that the material is set up in the project in the same way, since Revit will prioritize the project material over the family one if the same material already exists in the project but is colored differently. Similarly, if you're using project materials for different type of studs, you can just create materials and assign them directly to the project, and it will not be related to family materials. This method allows for more customization and control over the colors used in your model. Another way to color the family for critical framing is by subcategory. For this, you are still using the separate family but creating the new subcategory and assigning the material directly to it. To do this, select Object Styles from the Manage tab and make a new subcategory with the relevant material. After this, you also need to unassign the material parameter from the stud. Then, when you load this family into the project, the studs of this family will change the type according to the colors in the subcategory. This tool is great because you can set up line styles and thickness to make a desired representation on drawings. Finally, another useful way to set up coloring code for framing in Revit is by using filters. Filters allow you to apply specific criteria to a selection of elements and change their properties accordingly. For instance, you can modify the color of the studs based on their lengths. It's useful when you have, let's say, 3 different popular stud heights and you need to highlight them on drawings or simply verify that the model is accurate. For this, you need to go to the Visibility tab and create a filter for the structural framing category and assign a rule by cut lengths. Then you just add this filter to the view and assign the color. If I need to find studs that are higher than the needed lengths, they will be highlighted. To make a drawing with colored studs by different heights, You can just create a filter exactly for the needed heights and apply them different colors. The coloring by description can be done with the same steps. In this instance, you have to make a filter using a rule by the description parameter that MWF created. We can create a few filters for headers, cripples, and top and bottom tracks, and they will be colored accordingly on the working view. If you create a view template with these filters, you can just apply it to the needed views and use them where you need to. I'm usually using it to check if everything is marked properly to be shown correctly in schedules and material lists. And that's how you can set up color codes for your framing in Revit. With these tips, your model will not only look great, but also be easier to read and manage. Got questions or ideas? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear it from you. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.